Hey guys, it's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. I know this isn't my standard setup, but I'm at my boyfriend's house where I normally am, and I have my bookshelf behind me. I wanted to have all my books behind me, so that's why I'm sitting on the floor of my boyfriend's bedroom. But anyway, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a Spookathon vlog. And if you aren't aware of what Spookathon is, it's a readathon and it's being hosted by Books and Lala. And it takes place from October 14th to October 20th. And in that 7-day span, you are to complete 5 reading challenges. And those challenges are read a thriller, read a book with red on the cover, read a book with a spooky setting, read a book with a spooky word in the title, and read something outside of your comfort zone or something you normally wouldn't read. So I'm super excited for this Spookathon. I've been excited for it for 2 weeks, and I've been slowly compiling my TBR, and I am so excited to finally be doing Spookathon vlog. So Spookathon doesn't start until tomorrow. Today is October 13th, and it's currently 11:03 p.m. I know it's a little late, but I stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning usually, so... But anyway, yeah, it's the day before Spookathon starts, and I wanted to share with you guys my TBR before I start filming the actual Spookathon vlog. So the first challenge of the Spookathon is to read a thriller, and I chose My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, but I picked this one up from my local library, and this one has been on my TBR for a couple of months now, and I'm finally getting around to reading it. And I've actually been kind of like in a thriller mood lately. I read my first thriller ever this month, and it was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, so I wanted to try another thriller out, so I'm trying My Sister the Serial Killer. And it's basically about 2 sisters, and one of them has murderous habits and the other sister kind of helps her cover up those murders, and it just sounds super fun and super interesting, so I'm so excited to read this one. So the next challenge of the Spookathon is to read a book with red on the cover, and I chose The Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And this follows the story of a girl named Zaylee, and her village gets stripped of its magic, and so she basically goes on this journey to get it back. I don't really know much other than that. I think that's just like the baseline synopsis. I actually wasn't planning on reading this one for a while because I just, like, it wasn't on the top of my TBR, but my boyfriend actually surprised me with it, and so I thought it would be perfect to read for the Spookathon because it's a brand new book. I just can't wait to crack it open. It sounds really interesting, and it has red on the cover, so it fits right in perfectly to the Spookathon theme. So yeah, this is the second book on my Spookathon TBR. So the next challenge in the Spookathon is to read a book with a spooky setting, so I chose The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and this follows the story of a girl named Alice whose author grandmother died, and her grandmother wrote these spooky stories and fairy tales that took place in a world called the Hinterland. And basically Alice's mother gets taken away by these creatures from the Hinterland, so she finds out that everything her grandmother wrote about is real, and so basically she goes to her grandmother's estate, the Hazelwood, and tries to get her mother back. So this sounds like a super interesting premise for a fantasy book, and I'm really excited to read it. It's been on my TBR for about 2 months now, and The Night Country, the sequel, comes out in a few months or so, and I'm really interested to read it. So I can't wait to pop into this one. It sounds super interesting. It takes place on a really spooky estate, and the cover is just damn beautiful. So I'm so excited to get into this one. So the next challenge of the Spookathon is to read a book with a spooky word in the title, and I chose Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories, and I've had this book forever. I've had this book since I was a kid, and I believe it was published in the 80s, and I've just had this forever and I never got around to reading it, but a horror ghost story anthology sounds perfect for the spooky time, and it has the word ghost in it, so I was like, okay, that's perfect for the Spookathon. And this one's fairly short. It's got a couple of scary stories in it, and I'm just super excited to read this one. The last challenge of the Spookathon is to read a book that is outside of your comfort zone or something that you normally wouldn't read. And for a book that's outside my comfort zone and what I normally read, I'm really excited for it because this book has gotten a lot of hype recently, and it is none other than The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Just look at this cover. It is so stinking gorgeous, and I can't wait to read it. So The Beautiful is basically about vampires. It takes place in New Orleans in 1872. There's a dressmaker, there's like a secret society, and that's all I really know about it, and that's all I need to know because you had me at New Orleans and vampires. So normally I don't read vampire books, and I have not read vampire books since Twilight was a thing when I was in middle school and everyone was reading it. So it's not something I normally look for in a book, and I don't normally gravitate towards that kind of thing, but this book has gotten a lot of hype, so I made it my book of the month. So that is my TBR for Spookathon. I'm so excited to get the ball rolling. It starts tomorrow, and I just can't wait to dip into all these bad boys, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hello and good morning. It is officially the first day of Spookathon. I'm currently outside walking the dog, and I'm super excited to start filming. It is, I think, around 10:45 or something like that, and I'm about to start reading. I just made some coffee, and I'm probably going to read while I drink my coffee like I normally do. So I'm gonna finish walking the dog, and then I'm gonna head inside and start reading. I always feel really weird filming at my boyfriend's house, which is where I live and I have lived for like the past year and a half, but I still am really weirded out by filming here, but I'm still gonna do it for the sake of Spookathon. So I'm going to finish walking the dog, head inside, drink my coffee, read my book, and it's gonna be a great start to Spookathon. Come on. Hello, so I just finished walking the dog, and now I'm going to drink my coffee, and while I drink my coffee I'm going to try to get in a few chapters of My Sister the Serial Killer, which is the first book I'm going to be reading for Spookathon because it's the first challenge that's listed, which is read a thriller. So that's what I'm going to do. This book should be fairly easy to finish today because it's 250 pages or less, so it should be really easy to finish in one day. So let's just hop right into it. I just finished my coffee, and now it is currently 11:17 a.m. so it's been about 15 minutes since I started reading, and I got about 16 pages in, and so far I like it. It's pretty funny, and the main character is pretty funny, despite, you know, helping her sister with murder and whatnot. But yeah, I think that I'm going to go watch some booktube videos for a little while and kind of digest my coffee, and then I'll probably read some more.
Thank you for this.
Hello and welcome to the inside of my car. So basically I just kind of screwed around with the computer for like 2 hours, not really doing much of anything. I mostly played Pixelmon, which I know is kind of stupid. It's a Minecraft mod where there's Pokemon in it, and it's a lot of fun. So I was playing that for like 2 hours, and now I'm currently on my way to Walmart to buy some tampons. I know, super fun, and I was gonna make my boyfriend go with me, but he's too busy playing a video game with his friends, and also he kind of hurt his foot yesterday at basketball and he doesn't really want to walk around on it too much. So I'm just gonna, you know, let him have his chill day. I'm just gonna run to the store real quick and buy some tampons, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read for a little bit. I am back from Walmart. I got my tampons, and normally I wait until nighttime to do any shopping at Walmart because my boyfriend lives in a pretty decent sized city and it is always jam-packed during the day. So like I literally do my grocery shopping at midnight when I have to buy things, but I absolutely had to get tampons because I absolutely needed them. So it was a nightmare in traffic, whatever. I'm back at the house now. I'm probably going to eat something because I'm really hungry, and then I'm going to start reading again. I know I said I was going to read right when I get back, but I am just so hungry. And if you haven't noticed already, you'll probably notice throughout this vlog that I do not eat breakfast because whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm always nauseous, and it's been like that since I was a kid, and I have to wait a few hours before I'm able to actually like eat something. So it's about 1:30 at this point, so now I'm going to go inside, eat something, and then I'm going to start reading again. So I just got done eating. I had a sandwich and half a blueberry muffin, and now I'm ready to read. So I'm just going to see how far I get, and I'm super excited to get back into this one. while since I last updated. I read a little bit, not as much as I wanted to, of My Sister the Serial Killer. I'm on page 78 currently, and I'm not as far into it as I would like to be, and I was hoping to have read at least half of it by now. It is currently 6:43 p.m. and I ate dinner and I played Pixelmon for a little bit longer, and I just kind of like laid down in bed because I was really tired, so I ended up taking a nap, and now it's 7 o'clock and I'm not even halfway through the book yet. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna read for a little while I wait for my friend Brianna to message me back, because we were going to Discord for a little while. She lives in a different state, so basically the equivalent of us hanging out is talking on Discord while we do things. So yeah, that's what my plan is. I'm gonna see how far I can get before she finally messages me back. So if you're watching this, Brianna, hey, what's up? So yeah, let's get into it. So it is currently 9:30 p.m. and I just finished My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I gave this a 3-star rating. I didn't love it, but I didn't exactly hate it either. It was kind of just like a neutral book. It's kind of the book you just read and you're just like, meh, like that was this book. I really enjoyed the writing style of this book, and I really appreciate how it explores different things like, you know, culture and POC identity and abuse and like familial relationships and everything like that. So I do appreciate how it handled those topics and things like that. I didn't think it was thrilling. It's supposed to be a mystery thriller, and I just didn't find it thrilling at all. Like, I just kind of turned each page and read it and just like, I don't know, I just didn't really like enjoy it. It wasn't on the edge of my seat. Like, I wasn't waiting to find out what happened. I was waiting for a twist, and the twist never came. So this is just kind of like a baseline thriller mystery, I guess. It's like, oh, there's murder, and you know, her sister is helping her cover up murder, but it's not like there's like a big twist or anything like that. So I don't know, I just gave it a 3-star rating. I feel pretty confident in that rating. I don't think I would give it any lower or higher, I don't know. But anyway, now that the first book is done, the second challenge in the Spookathon is to read a book with red on the cover, and I think I should get a head start on Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, because this is probably the biggest book that I have to complete for Spookathon, so I think I'm going to start reading it and see how far I get. So I read 3 chapters of Children of Blood and Bone. I got about 47 pages in, and so far I love it actually. Like, do you ever just pick up a book and you just know you're gonna love it? That's what's happening right now. I already teared up twice and I almost cried twice. So I'd say that this book is doing a very good job of making me feel all the things. So I really like it so far. I can tell I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I can't wait to pick this up again tomorrow. I think it's time to go to bed. It's about midnight, I would say. We have a big day tomorrow. My boyfriend is getting a dog, and we're both going to be taking care of it, obviously, since I do live here, but it's mostly his dog. But we're driving about an hour away tomorrow to go pick it up, so it's going to be a busy day. I'm going to try to read a little bit on the car ride there, and hopefully I'll get some reading done. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is currently about 10 a.m. and today is a big day. Not only is it the second day of Spookathon, but also my boyfriend is getting a dog today. So Greg and I are going to drive about an hour away to go get our new doggy, and it's gonna be a pretty busy day. We're gonna have to sort out paperwork and things like that, and I don't know how much I'll be able to get reading done today because, you know, we're getting a whole new responsibility on our hands, but I will try to read and vlog as much as I can. So I will update you guys when I start reading again. Hello, so it is currently around 10:30 a.m. and it turns out that the lady who we are getting the dog from lives not an hour away, but 2 hours and 40 minutes away. So it's gonna be quite the drive, and I thought I would be able to read on the way there because Greg and I were gonna switch off, but he hurt his foot a few days ago at basketball and it hurts him to even walk on it. So I will be driving both ways, so I will not be able to read. So hopefully I'll be able to read when I get back to the house, but I'm gonna be out for 5 hours. Hello, it is currently 4:04 p.m.
Hello. Why do you say it like that?
I don't know, just like hello. We're in some random part of Florida, we're like in northern Florida somewhere, and we picked up a little friend. Taking him.
I'm gonna suffer with her.
You're gonna suffer with the dog?
Yeah.
She hasn't eaten anything yet today because the breeder didn't want her to crap in my car or vomit or something. So they're both hungry, and she smells my cheeseburger, but I'm just so hungry.
Maybe I'll give her like a treat. No, I won't give her a treat.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm gonna wait till she gets home and have a meal.
So yeah, I got a cheeseburger, got a coffee because I started to feel really tired while driving. Because like I said, I have to do all the driving because Greg hurt his toe while he was playing basketball. So now we are taking a little break and we will be on the way home, and I will finally get to start reading.
You want some water?
Hello, it is currently 10 p.m. It's been a while since I last updated. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get any reading done today, honestly, because the puppy has taken up the whole day. We did like 6 hours of driving, we came home, I ate dinner, we took her outside, introduced her to the other dog, puppy proofed the room, all that stuff. So I don't think I'm gonna get any reading done today. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get some reading done, but I doubt I'll be able to get any done tonight. So yeah, I will update you guys if I read again. Hello, good morning. I know my hair looks like a mess. I need to take a shower. So it's currently the third day of Spookathon. It's 9:30 in the morning. I didn't really get to read much yesterday because, as you know, we were doing puppy stuff all day. And I managed to read around 5 more chapters, and I got to page 87 of Children of Blood and Bone. So I got a few chapters in right before I went to bed, and I'm gonna obviously try to read more today because Children of Blood and Bone is probably the biggest book I have to tackle. The puppy's name is officially Luna, which is short for lunatic, as Gregory likes to call her. Luna, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Hello, it is currently 11:45 a.m. and we took the dog to her first checkup appointment. I took a shower and then I made some scrambled eggs for breakfast, and now I'm gonna have a coffee and read for a little bit, and it's a really good time to do that because the puppy is sleeping and she's not all over the place. So I'm gonna take this time to read and see how much I can get done. I'm just about to start chapter 9 and I'm about 80 pages in now, so yeah. It is currently about 2 o'clock and I am about 100-ish pages into Children of Blood and Bone. I love it so far. I think the story is really interesting and I cried like 3 times already, so I think that says something about this book and how I'm going to rate it. So yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I'm kind of whispering right now because the puppy is asleep and I really don't want to wake her up because when she's awake she's like so hyper. She was like eating my hair and trying to like bite my toes off. So I'm gonna use the time that she's sleeping to read. Greg is out helping his dad do some work, so I'm gonna try to read, and we are going to bed at about 9:30 because we're trying to put the dog on a new schedule. So I'm going to try to at least read half of this by 4:30, which is about half the time before my day is over. So I'm gonna get to halfway by 4:30, and then in the last half of the day, I will read the last half of the book. So that's my plan. I'm gonna read for a little bit, like I said, while the puppy's sleeping, and I will update you guys from there. It is currently 6:00 p.m. and I am not halfway through Children of Blood and Bone yet. I wanted to be halfway through it by like 4:30, but puppy duties came up. So I am about 200 pages in, and I need to reach like 260 pages in order to be halfway through. So my plan is to try to get at least 2/3 of the way through today and then finish the last third tomorrow. So hopefully I can finish it by tomorrow. That's my goal because I have other books I need to read for the Spookathon. So I really like it so far. I really enjoy the writing style, and I really enjoy the characters as well. And I really like all the world building and everything like that. So far I'm sitting on a pretty high rating for this one. I like it a lot, and yeah, I will update you guys once I've read more. It is currently about 9:45 p.m. and I am about halfway through Children of Blood and Bone, and I'm happy about that. I wanted to be 2/3 of the way through by the end of tonight, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because puppy stuff, and then Greg and I are gonna watch a movie, so I don't really know if it's gonna get done tonight. But you know what? I'm gonna try, and I might go into the guest room and read while Greg sleeps or something, just so I can make more progress, because I have 3 other books to tackle for Spookathon, and this is like the biggest one. It's like 520 or so pages, so shit there. So yeah, I'm going to try to read more tonight if I can, and I 100% want to finish it by tomorrow. Like, that's my ultimate deadline. So yeah, hello, it is currently 11 p.m. and Greg is sleeping in the guest room with the puppy because the cat is really upset with us for taking home a new puppy. So she's been protesting, not really coming in the room. She's been hissing whenever she sees the puppy. She's just really mad at us, and she wouldn't even let us like give her medication. Like, we would try to go near her and she would just hiss at us because we smell like the puppy. So she's really upset. So Greg's sleeping in the guest room with the dog, and I'm going to be sleeping in here with the cat, and we're going to see how that works. I'm not really tired yet, so I'm going to read a little bit more of the Children of Blood and Bone, see how far I get with it, and yeah, so I'm going to read for a little bit, and I'll let you guys know where I'm at before I go to bed, and yeah. Hello, it is currently 9:51 a.m. I read more of the Children of Blood and Bone. I am on page 365 and I stopped at chapter 55. So I still have a decent little chunk left to read, and hopefully I can do this by the end of the day. I'm going to read once I eat breakfast and have my coffee. I'm on Luna babysitting duty because Greg went to the store to buy some treats and like possibly a baby gate and stuff like that. Stop biting on Olaf's tail, it's not polite. So I'm babysitting the dog and trying to keep an eye on her while I eat and while I read. So yeah. You jumped before. What's holding you back now, huh? You can do it. Oh, there she goes. Remember how last night I said there was an enemies to lovers romance? I was right, and I'm loving it. And normally I hate enemies to lovers romance because I'm like, how can they be so mean to someone and then all of a sudden really like them? And it's like, but this book does it so well that it like makes your soul just like get crushed. And I'm just like, I'm loving it. Tomi Adeyemi, like her writing style is like so good. Like the way that she has like these complex characters and like just her characterization is really good, and her writing like goes hand in hand with it, and it's just so good. It's so good, and I love this. I'm loving it. Greg just got back from the store and he got all these goodies for the puppy. We got like a clicker for training treats, a bunch of stuff for her to chew on. This is a little big, but he got her a smaller rope because she really likes stringy toys rather than like tough, like hard to chew toys. And you got some of these little like teething things and like little peanut butter bones, a little bin for her toys. She's spoiled. She doesn't even know it. Oh, she likes that one already, huh?
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, you like that?
Hi. It's currently 5:00 p.m. I know I haven't updated in a while, but I've been binging Children of Blood and Bone, trying to finish it, and I'm done. I just got done crying. I cried 7 times throughout this book. I counted 7 times. I wept like a little bitch baby because of this book. I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This is so fucking good. Like, this is the best book I've read in such a long time. Like, characterization, great. The plot, great. World building, great. Magic system, great. I loved it so much. And I think this is the book that is like the gateway drug to me reading more fantasy books. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, this was one of the best books I've read in a really long time, and I'm so happy that I read it. It's a thick boy, but it's such a good one, and I think that this book is definitely worth the read, and I can't say enough good things about it. I love this book so much, and I think that everyone should read it. It's so freaking good. Now that I am emotionally recovered from reading Children of Blood and Bone, I'm going to get started on Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories after I eat some dinner, and the next challenge for Spookathon is to read a book with a spooky word in the title, so this is what I chose. I've had this one since I was a kid, and I've never picked it up, ever. It was published in like the 80s or something, so I'm not sure if it's going to be very good, but I do like anthology books, which I feel like is definitely in the Books and Lala style of things, so I'm excited to read this one, see what I think of it, and who knows, maybe I'll get a little bit spooked. Hello, it is currently 7:30 and I have not started the second book yet, Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories. Haven't picked it up yet. I ended up playing with the puppy for a little bit, and then I went to the store and bought some vegetables and I made some fried rice, and I just ate it, and now I'm having a coffee, and then I'm gonna read. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. I know I haven't really like updated in a little while because I was going to the store and cooking, yada yada yada. So after I'm done with my coffee, I'm going to read and see how far I can get. Hello and good morning. It is day 5 of Spookathon, and last night I know I said I was going to read more of Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories, but guess who didn't do it? Me, because I fell asleep. I was really tired, so I went to sleep. It's currently 9 a.m. I'm making some coffee. Greg is struggling to teach Luna to be on a leash. I think we're both struggling because she just bites it and she cries like she's getting skinned alive when we put a leash on her. So that's been really fun. So yeah, I'm going to have a coffee, try to read a little bit of this. Today I'm probably going to be giving Greg a lot of breaks and watching Luna because he has not showered, he has not played video games, which is like quintessential to his life force, And I'm just gonna, you know, give him a break so he can, you know, do some things he wants to do, because reading I can do anytime, but video games, like, that's something that requires his full attention. Like I said, he hasn't showered since we got the dog, so he needs to take a shower. And yeah, he's just been playing daddy duty very hard. So I feel like I should step in a little bit and give him some time to take a break. So when I have breaks today, I'm gonna try to read this. Like I said, I have a feeling I'm gonna DNF this one. So today I'm gonna at least try to get halfway through this one before I dive into the next book. So yeah. It's about 10:15 a.m. I'm whispering because the puppy's sleeping and I really don't want to wake her up. So I read another story in Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories, and I'm about 62 pages in, and I think that I'm gonna DNF this for right now because I still have 2 books to read for Spookathon, and I want to have enough time to read them and not rush it. So yeah, I'm gonna DNF this for now. I might come back to it later in the month once I've read all the books I want to read, but I have other books that are more important to me, and this one's just not interesting. The stories are like just not captivating in any way. They're not scary, and I feel like they all have kind of like the same premise, like people you know could be ghosts. It's like, I don't know, it's like not very good. So yeah, I might come back to this one later on, but for now I'm going to move on to the next book. So the next challenge in Spookathon is to read a book with a spooky setting, and as you know, if you watch my intro to this video, I chose The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. It takes place on a spooky estate, so I feel like this one's perfect. And my goal is to read at least half of this by today. It's only 378 pages or so, so I feel like I should easily be able to get to the halfway point through this book, and hopefully maybe a little more than that. So I'm gonna dip into this and see if I like it. I'm really excited to read this one, so yeah, let's get into it. Hi, it's 7:34 p.m. I've not read much more of The Hazelwood because I was watching other people's Spookathon vlogs. So my plan right now is to finish my 3rd coffee of the day, then I'm going to do some clicker training with the puppy, and then I'm going to read. So that's my current plan of action. About 12:30 a.m. Please ignore the sound of the cat eating. I am not halfway through The Hazelwood like I wanted to be. I still have 3 chapters to go. I'm nearly there, just 3 chapters left. But I'm just so tired. The puppy really just like drained my energy today. Even though I had 3 coffees today, it didn't do anything. I'm tired. And normally, like before we got the puppy, Greg and I would go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning, easy, and sometimes we wouldn't even be tired. But now I get tired by like 10, 11 o'clock, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna hit the hay, and then I'm gonna try to read those 3 chapters in the wee hours of the morning to kind of make up for the fact that I didn't get to the halfway point tonight. So that's my plan. I'm gonna go to bed, and I will catch up with you guys in the morning for day 6 of Spookathon. Hello, good morning. It is day 6 of Spookathon, and it is currently 11:30 a.m. and I woke up at about 8, and since then I've just had a coffee. I finished those last 3 chapters of The Hazelwood to get to the halfway point, and I watched a little bit of the first episode of Looking for Alaska that just got added to Hulu yesterday. I read Looking for Alaska in the beginning of the month in anticipation of the Hulu adaptation, and I like it so far. I think the casting for Miles is pretty good. It's a little strange. He's more awkward than I imagined he would be, but so far I like it. As far as the Hazelwood goes, I, for some reason, keep imagining the characters as various Riverdale characters. Like, for some reason, I imagine Lily Reinhardt as the main character, and I imagine Cole Sprouse as Ellery Finch. So I don't really know why that's happening. This just kind of has like a Riverdale vibe. It's like spooky and eerie and things like that. I don't know. I just get Riverdale vibes from this for some reason, and I keep imagining the characters as Riverdale characters, but I don't know. I like it so far. It's not like great, but it's not horrible either. I'm kind of sitting on like a 4-star rating at the moment at the halfway point, and I'm going to try to finish this today. That's my goal. The puppy's been sleeping since I woke up. She's been sleeping for a good 3 hours now. She's just like out like a light. So I'm going to try to read as much of this as I can today and try to finish it because I still have one more book to read for Spookathon, and Spookathon ends tomorrow. So yeah, that's my plan. Hello, it's about 9 p.m. and I'm terrible. I haven't been really vlogging today or reading very much either. I'm not like captivated by the Hazelwood. So far I'm sitting on like a 4-star rating right now. I don't know. It's like this book feels like a fever dream. I don't know how else to describe it. But like, and I just keep zoning out when I'm reading it, and then I have to like go back and reread what I just read because I wasn't really paying attention. And I really don't want this to be the book that puts me in a reading slump, because I just got out of a bad reading slump in September and I forced myself to read anyway. So I'm just gonna like try to take it slow. So my goal for Spookathon is to just finish the Hazelwood and then get halfway through The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. So I know my goal was to like finish that book, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it tomorrow. So I'm just gonna have a goal to read half of it. So yeah, that's my new change of plans for Spookathon. So I'm going to continue reading the Hazelwood and hopefully finish it by tonight. I have about 100 pages left, so yeah. Hello, good morning. Today is the final day of Spookathon, and last night at about midnight I finished The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. And I still haven't fully collected my thoughts on this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to give it a 3-star rating or a 4-star rating. I don't even know how to describe this book. It's just so... This book is like Inception meets Alice in Wonderland, and I know that the author says that this is not a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but it has the same energy as Alice in Wonderland, but it's like so much different than that, and it has so many layers. And this book was just like a giant mindfuck, and I just don't even know what to say about this. I wasn't totally in love with the writing style. I think what really like made me enjoy it was the layers to the plot and how it really made you think, and just like so many things happened and it has so many layers. And I really like books that make you like think. Like there's so much that I had to like reread over again just so I could like fully understand it. So I don't know, I'm teetering between a 3 and a 4. I'm going to look at other people's reviews on Goodreads and see if I'm leaning towards more a 3 or a 4, and see if other people have the same opinions as I do about it. So yeah, I liked it, but it was just very like different. This was like a dark fairy tale about dark fairy tales. Since today's the last day of Spookathon and I still have a full book that I wanted to finish, I'm just going to try to read as much of this as I can. I'm not going to make it a goal for me to finish it because it's a whole book and this would take me normally like a few days to finish. So I'm just going to try to read as much of The Beautiful as I can, and that's basically my goal for the end of Spookathon. I'm just going to try to read as much of this as I can. So yeah, I'm going to get a head start on it right now. It's currently about 10 a.m. like I said before. So yeah, I'm gonna dip into The Beautiful and see what I think. Hello, it is currently 1 o'clock and I am only like 7 pages into The Beautiful because I literally fell asleep. It was my turn to watch the puppy and she decided to take a nap, and then I saw her taking a nap and I was like, I want to take a nap. So I took a nap and now I'm making myself some lunch. I just made a grilled cheese and some chicken noodle soup because my stomach has been kind of upset for the past couple of days. So that's just what I'm gonna be eating, and then after I eat I'm going to read a little longer and see how far I get into The Beautiful. So yeah. it's been a while since I updated. It's currently about 5:30 p.m. last time I checked, and I am 38 pages into The Beautiful by readathon, and I don't have an opinion on it really yet because, like I said, I'm only 38 pages in, so they're kind of just like setting the stage for the book right now. And I really like the main character, and I really like the writing style so far, so I'm enjoying it, and I've never really read anything like this before. As you all are probably aware, one of the challenges of Spookathon is to read something that you don't normally read, and I chose The Beautiful by readathon because it has vampires and it's historical fiction fantasy, and that is not something I usually gravitate towards, but I heard this is like the vampire book to end all vampire books. Twilight is quaking, so I'm super excited to actually get into like the meat and potatoes of it and see what it's all about. So yeah, I'm gonna try to read as much of this today as I can. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to read because it's my turn to take the dog, and I've been having her for a majority of the day because tomorrow I'm going to my house to edit, and that's probably gonna take the whole day. So Greg is gonna be alone with the dog tomorrow, so I was like, okay, I'll take the dog today. And I've been super busy taking care of her and doing all that stuff, and she's been a pain in the butt today. My tablet just started speaking to me, telling me that my Wi-Fi wasn't connected, and I didn't even know it could talk to me, but it just did. Technology is advancing rapidly, and I'm not catching up. But anyway, I'm gonna try to read as much of The Beautiful today as I can. I'm not gonna probably finish it because this is a whole ass book, and I don't have time to read a whole ass book today because I'm on puppy duty, and I got other things to do too. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to read as much of this as I can, and hopefully I like it. Hopefully, because I've heard so much hype about this book. Like, this book is all over Instagram. Like, everyone is obsessed with this book, and I'm so excited to read it. Hello, it is currently midnight, and Spookathon has officially come to a close. And so I wanted to have a formal setup while I talk to you guys about my final thoughts on Spookathon and just a general overview of like what I got to read and things like that. So as you know, the first challenge for Spookathon was to read a thriller, and I chose My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I gave this a 3-star rating, and I'm kind of considering changing it to a 2-star rating because usually I give 3-star ratings to books that I would consider reading again, and I'm not sure if I would read this again because I found it to not be very thrilling at all, and it was just very fast paced. Like, what I appreciate about this book is that it has a lot of great topics that are addressed, like abuse and assault and things like that, and just like familial relationships and things like that. So I appreciate that about this book, and I really like how it has easy digestible chapters, so you really fly through this book. It's so short, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the story, but it was just one of those things that I'm not ultimately going to take away from or want to read again. So I'm thinking of changing this to a 2-star rating, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the first book I read for Spookathon, and it got a 2/3-star rating. So the next book I read for Spookathon was a book with red on the cover, and I chose The Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and I gave this a 5-star rating. This book is perfect. It is so good. The writing, the characters, the plot, everything about it. I love this book so much, and I think this is my favorite book of the year and of all time. I've never been so emotionally invested into a book before, and I honestly didn't expect to be because I'm actually not very into fantasy, but I feel like this book is like the gateway drug to me liking fantasy books. Like, this was so good, and I cried 7 times when I read this, and normally books don't do that for me. I only cry once or I tear up a little bit, but I full on sobbed like 7 times when I read this book. I felt everything, and I just love this book so much, and I can't wait to read the sequel when it comes out in December. I am so excited, and I just think that everyone should read this. It is so good. I have my full review finally up on Goodreads. It took me a few days to like form the words of what I wanted to say about this book because I liked it so much that I just didn't even know how to describe it. But my full review is finally up on Goodreads, so I'll link it in the description down below. But man, I loved this book so much, and this is definitely my favorite book of 2019 so far. So the next challenge for Spookathon was to read a book with a spooky word in the title, and I chose Roald Dahl's Book of Ghost Stories, and it has 14 different little short ghost stories in it by different authors, and I DNF'd this at like 40% because I was just not interested at all. Like, all of the ghost stories had like kind of the same premise of like someone you know or someone you run into on the street could be a ghost, and it's just like not good. It's like one of those stories that your grandparents tell you, like, because they think they'll actually scare you, but it doesn't, and it's not scary at all. And that's just like what this book was for me. And I was kind of weary of reading this because it was published in like the 80s or something like that. And I don't know, I just really didn't enjoy this, and I don't think I'm gonna pick it up again. I'm probably honestly gonna give this to one of my younger siblings or donate it or something, because I just found the ghost stories to be so uninteresting. And I was actually kind of excited to read this because Kayla over at Books and Lala, who's hosting Spookathon, she actually loves anthologies and things like that. So I was like, okay, like this is very Kayla-esque. She'd read an anthology, and I just did not enjoy it at all, and I won't be picking this up again. I gave it a 2-star rating. So the next challenge for Spookathon was to read a book with a spooky setting, so I chose The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. And I still don't know how I feel about this book, even though it's been a full day since I read it. And this book is just a big mindfuck, and I can't. It has so many layers, and everything is like so confusing and just happens one right after the other, and like, I like it. There's nothing in particular that I didn't like about it. I mean, I wish there was a little bit more characterization rather than heavy plot themes, but then again, if there was a lot of characterization, then the plot would be less, and I don't know. This book is so hard to explain. I don't even know what I want to rate it. Like, I'm teetering between a 3-star and a 4-star rating. Usually I don't keep 3-star books on my shelf, but I want to keep this one on my shelf, so I'm thinking I should give it a 4, but I don't really know. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. This book is like Inception meets Alice in Wonderland. Like, this book was a fever dream, and I feel like I already forgot like 50% of what happened, and it's not because it's bad, it's just because it all happens one right after the other, and it's all so confusing. But I don't know, I'm definitely going to want to read this again, just because it's one of those books where you have to read it again just so that you can go back and catch what you missed before. So yeah, I'm definitely going to, I think, give this a 4-star rating, just because I give 4-star books like the chance to stay on my shelf. So I think that I'm gonna give this 4 stars. The last challenge of Spookathon was to read something that you don't normally read, and I chose The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, and I got this as my book of the month for my book of the month YA box subscription. And I'm really enjoying this so far. Like I mentioned before, I was definitely not going to be able to finish this by the end of Spookathon because I just took too long on the other books, especially The Children of Blood and Bone, because it's like 500 pages. But I'm about 100 pages into The Beautiful, and I'm really enjoying it so far, and this isn't like anything I've ever read. It's so different. I've never read like a historical fiction fantasy romance thing with vampires, and I don't know, I'm just really enjoying myself. Like, this kind of feels like a guilty indulgence because it's not what I normally read. So yeah, I'm enjoying this so far, and if you guys want to see what my thoughts are on this, you can wait until my October wrap-up video, or you can probably see it first if you follow me on Goodreads, which I will link in the description. So yeah, Spookathon is over, and I really enjoyed it, and I've actually never participated in a readathon before, and I've never tried to like binge read books really fast, but I had a really fun time, and I'm definitely going to be participating in more readathons in the future. I'm actually planning on participating in Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon, and I'll link that video in the description down below if you're interested in participating in that one. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing Spookathon, and I don't really do vlog style videos anymore, so it was really fun to kind of just like dip my toe back in the water. I'm thinking of doing one vlog style video a month or something like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had so much fun doing this, and I hope maybe you did too if you participated as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye!